Welcome to Elevate Springfield, where we will dive into strategies and stories that help you rise to your full potential. Each episode, we'll talk about how you can take intentional steps to elevate your life and your business while making a meaningful impact on those around you. Along the way, we're going to bring in the change makers from our community that are already elevating. We'll bring the actionable strategies, you bring the discipline and follow through, and together we can elevate Springfield.
All right, let's go, Springfield. Time to 10X, time to level up. Hey, you are listening to the Elevate Springfield podcast, coming to you from the Big Dog Construction Studio in beautiful downtown Springfield. Robert Farrell here, certified 10X coach, speaker, and mentor, here to bring you actionable strategies. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together we're going to elevate Springfield. Well, hey, you are listening to the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield, where we're going to bring you specific strategies to help elevate your health and wellness. Hey, if you're not elevating your health and wellness, you're not going to be able to elevate in all other areas. This is the baseline. You know I'm passionate about it, and you know that's why I brought this segment to Elevate Springfield. We're going to get right to our guest after the break.
Looking for personalized insurance with hometown care? David Hilst, American Family Insurance Agent, is here to help you protect what matters most: your family, your home, and your dreams. Whether it's auto, home, life, business, David and his team are proud to serve the Springfield community with trusted advice and reliable coverage. Local service, real relationships, peace of mind. Call today or stop by their office. They can build your dream protection plan together. Call 217-726-6343.
All right, and we are back. Obviously, I'm not in my studio, but I'm in another studio. I am at Pulse Pilates Studio. Hey, you remember Bailey Sullivan from, I don't know, what, 2 months ago, month ago? Not too long ago.
Yeah, it wasn't too long. I think about like 2 months probably. Yeah, month and a half.
Well, we're excited to be here. Ellie and I are going to go through some of the movements. Bailey's going to show us some stuff. So, Bailey, what are we doing today?
We are going to be working on the reformer. And I'm going to run you guys through a basic-ish, we're going to make you sweat a little bit, reformer sequence. And I'll do just a little bit with you. I'm going to do a little bit with Ellie and get you guys a little bit of an idea of what the reformer is and some of the things that we can do. We're only going to scratch the surface on what the things that we can do on the reformer. There's so much that can be done, but we're going to just give you a little general idea of how it moves and hopefully, like I said, get you a little sweaty. Feel your core muscles, always important. Yeah. And so, yeah, we'll get started.
I'm ready to go. Ellie, you ready to go?
Yeah. Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Okay, so quick little rundown on what the reformer is. This is your carriage bed. You have 2 shoulder blocks and a headrest. Mm-hmm. This is your foot bar, your foot plate, and then you have springs down here that offer different levels of resistance. Sometimes we want things to be heavier. That makes it harder. Sometimes lighter makes it harder, depending on what we're doing. With your straps, we have 2 straps back here. We have a short loop, which are the handles. That goes for your hands. If it's ever too heavy, you can always drop down to that longer loop. That will lighten the weight for you. Okay. Your feet go into the loops. Not at the same time.
Gotcha.
Okay.
I was gonna say.
Yeah. No, it's a little circusy, but not that circusy. Gotcha. And then if you're ever feeling sweaty in your hands or forearms, we have grips there that we can put underneath you.
Okay.
And then that box belongs to you. So I'm going to have you start. We're going to do what's called footwork. Okay. I'm going to have you lie onto your back for me. Right. So your head is going to go onto the headrest back here, and your feet will come up onto your foot bar. Gotcha. And is it okay if I move your feet?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So your feet are going to come up. Yep. We're going to take that ball. Okay. I'm going to have you drop that down between your thighs for me. Okay. Okay. Yeah. And let's roll it a little bit towards you. Yes. Perfect. Okay. We're going to go heels on. So we're going to bring one heel on. All right. We're going to go toes pulled up to the knees here, and your arms are going to be down by your sides. Now, before we even begin to move, I want you to take a big breath in, fill the lungs up, and feel how your ribs are expanded out. Now, take a deep exhale, like fog the mirror. Feel how your rib cage just draws in Naturally, your core fires up when you deeply exhale like that. So just by breathing, you don't even have to think about your core. So you're going to take another big breath in. On your exhale, you're going to push into your heels and stretch your springs out and open up the springs as you press away. And then you're going to slowly come back in with control. Inhale to come in. Yes. So come all the way in on that inhale. And then you're going to exhale, press right back out, finding that squeeze in from all sides. And then we are bending the knees and coming all the way back in. Now, as you move back and forth, so keep moving just like that while I keep talking. Now, with your back and your spine, I want you to think about your neutral spine here. So that means that we all have a curve in your low back. I want you to maintain your curve. So a lot of the time, our low back wants to flatten out when we press out, but I want you to maintain a little bit of an air bubble. Yeah.
There we go. Yep.
And think about like where your tailbone and your pubic bone are, and they're kind of tipped just a little bit away from you to maintain that neutral position. And let's do 3 more here. So like I said, this is called footwork. We will move through a couple of different foot sequences, but there's quite a few that we can do to get your feet warmed up, your ankles warmed up, and everything also nice and strong too. Your feet are the foundation that you live on every single day, all day long. So it's important to have strong foot health and ankle health, because if things are going on down here, then that can trail up into your knees, into your hips. It can even give you lockjaw. So it's all connected.
Lockjaw.
Yes. Going out 2 more. Yeah. If you have if your gait is off, that can start affecting your jaw because your posterior chain is connected. I'm using a lot of big words. Your top of your head, down the back of your body and into your heels.
My gait is off a little bit. I was at a Springfield Running Center and they told me that.
Your gait was off?
A little bit.
Go all the way. You need to do Pilates then.
There we go.
Come halfway in. And you're going to hold it at the halfway point. Now pause here. I want you to pulse out 1 inch, in 1 inch, out and in. Go little pulses like you would like in a squat. That's perfect. Good. That's a good tempo as well. Going out and in for 5, 4. Make it a little bit smaller. Going a little too big. 3, 2, and hold it 1. Now pulse the ball in. 10, 9, good. 8, 7, 6. Nice firm squeezes. Feeling that waistline tighten as well with each squeeze. 2, 1, go all the way out. Bend your knees and come all the way back in. All right, now let's go heels together, toes apart. Okay, so heels locked together, lined up right with the center of your body. And you're going to exhale. Again, press your legs straight out and then slowly come back in and maintain that neutral positioning here in that low back. And then exhale, push off and away and slowly bring it back in. So like glutes, hamstrings, inner thighs, especially when we're using the ball. Sometimes we'll use weights in footwork too to add another layer, more coordination that you have to use. Good. 1 more. And then I'll have you come halfway in. You're going to hold it here. You're going to find those pulses again. So back and forth with the carriage, out 1 inch, in 1 inch, out and in for 8, 7, keeping a tight grip on the ball. 5, 4, 3, nice tempo. 2, hold 1. Now pulse the ball in. Squeeze 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go all the way out. Bend your knees, come all the way back in. For time's sake, we're going to move on to some arms. Normally, we would do several more rounds of footwork in all different positionings, again, to get the legs and the arms warmed up, getting ready to do some other things here. All right, so now with the straps, we're going to take these short loops and then we're going to go straight arms up to the ceiling right over your chest and pull those hands just a little bit more up and over the chest to the ceiling. So go hands like about there and then bring that one to meet it here. Now slowly bend the knees in. Okay, now we have taut tension there. Now you're going to lift your legs up in tabletop. Okay, so bend your knees for me. Okay, so this is a tabletop position here, all right? Now, from this position, we're going to take a big breath in again. On your exhale, pull just those arms down by your sides. Great, and then slowly let your arms float back up with control. And then you pause, you exhale, draw those arms down. And then let your arms slowly float back up. And on this next one, I want you to pull a little bit lower. So go all the way down to the bottom point of your hips and go a little more narrow with your hands too. That's great. And then slowly come back up. Great. And then keep those feet lifted. And then exhale, draw down, keeping that low back on the mat. Good.
So low back stays on the mat.
Low back stays down, but I want your knees to be a little bit further away from you. Yeah, and we're going to bring your feet up there. Okay, now try to get the low back down here. So use that exhale. Use that sinking down sensation that we found before we started. Good. And draw down. Great. And then let your arms slowly float back up. Do you run usually? Is that like your form of exercise?
Long distance running.
Okay.
Sprint.
Okay. Pilates is great for runners. It helps all those stabilizer muscles that we talked about on the podcast. It helps even out your gait, brings you back to that balancing point. It's nice and gentle on the body as opposed to running can be a little bit intense for those joints. On the next one, you're going to draw the arms down and you're going to hold them down. So go all the way down to that mat and stay here. Now your low back and the back of the rib cage are on that mat. You're going to squeeze your ball and take a big breath in. On the exhale, straighten those legs up and at an angle away from you. Great. And then bend both knees back in. And then straighten those legs out to that same angle. And then bend your knees back in. And exhale, reach out and away. Inhale, let it bend. Let's do 2 more here. Last one. And bend those knees in. Go straight arms up to the ceiling. And then I'm going to have you rest your feet down onto that foot bar. Great. Good. How'd that feel? Feel okay?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to have you scoot off of your shoulder blocks a little bit. So keep your handles and just shimmy yourself on down to give yourself some freedom up here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I might have you, actually, you're probably okay there. Okay. Straight arms up to the sky. Lift your legs up and tabletop again. Okay, now we're going to do a chest lift. So the knees don't come to you. You are going to take a big breath in. Exhale, pull those arms down and curl up, head, neck, and chest off the mat. Look down at your thighs. Great. Arms go a little bit lower. And then you're going to go arms up, head back, reset, pause, arms draw down. We lift up and towards those bent legs. And then you slowly lower yourself all the way back down. Great. And then exhale, lower and lift up. And then inhale, lower it all back down. Good work. Keeping that low back down the whole time, not letting those knees come to you. You are lifting up and towards your legs.
Good.
Good. And then remember, when you lift, we're using that exhale to find that cinching in with that rib cage, that narrowing through that waistline. Good. Slowly let it return back home. Good. Keep a tight grip on that ball. Head goes all the way back. So many things to think about. Draw down, let it lift. Slowly bring it back home with control. Good. Last 2.
I'm supposed to go slow when I go down?
Yes. Yep. That way you don't lose that tension on the straps or on the springs. Last one, hold it here. Now stretch both legs out to that angle that you were at. Bend both knees in. Good. And then reach your legs out, but don't let that take away from your chest lift. So try to curl up a little bit more. Yep. Try to stay there and reach your legs out. And then bend those knees back in. Good. Chin slightly down, not too far down. Good. Not a full double chin, just a little bit of a double chin. And then go all the way out for 2 and bring it back in. Good. Last one. And bring it back in. Awesome job. All right, so come all the way in for me. I'm going to have you sit yourself up. So take this ball out and I'll hand that to me. And you can swing your legs just over to that side.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do what's called a long stretch now. So there's a really cool video of Sylvester Stallone doing this. So we'll see if you look as amazing as he does. Yeah.
Be as cool as Rocky.
All right, so we're going to stand up for me and you're going to go hands onto the bar.
Yes.
And you're going to go, just hang on like that. Okay, then, and let me get you some grippies here for your feet. Okay, you're going to come up onto that carriage bed. So stand up just like right here with both legs. Yep, and I'm always, anytime you're standing up on the reformer, you have to be hanging on so that you do not fall.
Okay.
You are going to then walk your feet back. I want your heels halfway up the shoulder blocks about here, and then the balls of your feet onto the little pads or on those grips there. Just like that. That's perfect. Okay, now bring your shoulders over your hands and then push your legs back. Hold that. Okay, now press backwards for me a little bit more. Hold that. Okay, now from here, press up into my hands here. Lift, broaden this. Yes. Okay, now keep that because we want your lats fired up right now.
Okay.
And your core is also working along with your glutes. We're going to saw our body back, chest goes back towards your spring. So you're going to push backwards a little bit with your upper body. Go back further. Yeah. Then you're going to slowly come forward and you're going to keep this lifted here. So press into my hands, keep that. Yep. And then you're going to slide your body back again, pushing back. And then we're going to bring ourselves forward. Think about if you had a mirror across the room, you were headbutting your reflection, keeping that neck nice and long. Yeah. Trying to not be scrunched up in here. We want to keep your shoulder girdle strong, but we want that neck long. Thinking about growing out from the top of your head out through your heels. I also want you to bring your thumbs on top there. There you go. Try not death grip that bar.
That shoulder girdle, what is that?
So this is just a set of muscles that are in the back of your shoulders here. So it's a very easy group of muscles to injure. Good. Go one more. This looks great. And then come all the way back in. Good. I'm going to have you park that and then walk your feet in and forward. Good. And then you're going to take a step completely down and off. Awesome work. Okay. Yeah. Feel okay? Yeah.
That felt good.
Okay. So now time-wise, I'll have you do feet and straps and then we'll let Ellie jump on. All right. So we are going to lie onto your back for me. So how we started. So head back onto your headrest. Bring your feet up onto the bar. All right. Now from this position, bring your feet onto that bar and you're going to press your legs. So stand on that foot bar. So open those springs out carefully. Good. Okay. Now bend your right knee in. Bring the right foot into this loop here. Okay. Then I want you to push this right leg out and away from you. Then bend the left knee in. Perfect. And bring your legs together. Okay. Now with your arms by your sides. Now, how do you feel? Feel okay? Okay. So
next, I've never done it, but it's good.
spring tension wants to pull you that way. So you have to keep your pelvis anchored onto that mat. You're going to let your legs come together. Give them a nice squeeze. And I might have you, let's see, lower your legs down towards me. Good. Okay, you're good. And then slowly let your legs float up and you're going to fold right at the front of your hips. So think about like sitting back and into a chair here. And then you're going to exhale, lower those legs down. And then you're going to let your legs slowly float back up. Good. Pause. And then exhale, lower those legs down. So that little hover in your low back that we talked about in the beginning, I want you to keep that. So when your feet go up, try to not let that low back flatten completely out. Good. And then lower it down. Yeah, it works your core more. So your core really has to stabilize that spine so that your legs are free to move independently. And that's where you got to train your body to be like, okay, and your proprioception, which means like where you are in space, knowing when to stop and knowing when to keep that tailbone down, low back a little hovered, and then allowing those legs to pull down and away. Go one more for me. Lowering those legs down, and you're going to hold it out here. We're going to go heels together, toes apart. Okay, so your feet are in a little bit of a V. You have to keep your heels glued together, which might be a little more challenging than it sounds. You're also going to maintain your neutral position. Okay. So you're going to bend your knees in and let those knees butterfly apart. Bend my knees. Yep, and they go to the outside of the ropes about there. And then you're going to push your legs right back out straight. And we're going to squeeze those inner thighs all the way in and together. Good. And then let it slowly bend in. And exhale, push your legs right back out and away. Great. And then let the knees bend in and then push out and away. Good. And when the knees bend in, make sure that we are maintaining that neutral position in that spine, not letting that low back completely flatten out. And then when you move, another thing that you can think about when the legs push away, this belly is drawing up. So you're getting stretched apart like saltwater taffy. Fair starts on Thursday. So
ready to go to that, Ellie?
Yeah. Are you guys fair people?
I think
we are. We don't ride. I am not a ride rider either. Yes, same. I am obsessed with the fair. Obsessed.
I'm starting to get a little more under control with this.
Yeah. Good. Go one more. Push out. Now hold it here. Go parallel feet. Feet up to the ceiling. Your butt stays down and heavy. So feet go up and we hold it. Okay. Keep your neutral spine. Lower your legs down. And stop about there. Let your legs open, circle up and around and above those hips and together. Hold and then lower your legs down. Open your legs, circle around and up to the top. Keep that neutral spine. Yeah, good job. And then lower it down. And then you let it open, all while keeping the core active so that your hips are steady. Because if your spine is staying still, your hips won't move. Good. Try to not let this toe turn in. Keep that parallel. Good. When you get to the top, I'll have you pause. Then you're going to maintain your neutral. Watch that left foot. And then you're going to open those legs out and circle them down and around together. And then release or let those legs slowly float back up with control. Good. And you pause. And then we open out, split apart, circle down and towards that foot bar. Now, as those legs open, so again, keep moving just like that. When those legs open and circle down around, use that exhale. So now we are squeezing in through that midsection to bring those feet back together.
Now, those are movements I don't typically do.
Yeah, but they're really good for your hips. Yeah, just like that mobility. So all of this equipment was created to make the mat work more accessible. So with the springs, your legs are supported. You could do this on the floor, you against gravity. It's very challenging because your low back would have to stay down. Or if you were more advanced, it would maintain that neutral position. And you're going to go legs up and we're just going to stretch out. So grab a hold of these ropes here and just pull down and then keep your feet up for me. And then just hold that. Yes. So yeah. So if you were to do that on the floor, it'd be very difficult because your legs are just hanging on. You know what I mean? You have to really connect to those muscles. And if you don't have those muscles, it's really hard to do, if not impossible. So the springs add support. Now, with that said, the springs also add resistance that you have to work against so that you can develop those muscles so that you could go back to the mat and do what you need to do without having that spring tension. But the reformer is cool because no matter where you are athletically, it will meet you wherever you are. So like I said, it was meant to help you and support you. So if you were a beginner in movement or if you were an advanced mover, like an Olympic athlete, this is still challenging because it's just so different than what you would normally do in the gym. You're going to go heels together, toes apart, and you're just going to let your legs open out a little bit and just feel an inner thigh stretch and just hold that.
That's a really good stretch.
Yeah.
So you said a little bit ago, sometimes less on the spring is actually more difficult.
Yes.
Explain that to me.
So like when you were up doing your long stretch here with your hands on the foot bar, if we were to lighten that, that would feel a lot more work.
Yes.
So it'd be less support for your shoulders and your back as you move out and in, but and it'd be more core work too. And then you're going to bring your legs together and then you can bend your knees in and let one strap come off and go find your foot bar, stand on that foot bar. Good. And then this leg just comes out easily and then find that foot bar and then come all the way in. Do you want to try doing that again on a lighter spring to see what it feels like?
Sure.
Okay, come on up. All right, let me get your grips for you for your feet here.
Good workout.
And like I said, there's like, this is like 0.05% of all the crazy things that we can do on it. But yeah, I mean, it's so fun because it, you know, to make up new routines and everything for people to do. And then also when you were like, all right, I've done this last week and it was really hard last week, but then this week I'm getting up a little bit higher. You know what I mean? It's just such an awesome and rewarding form of rehab and exercise. Pilates is the best, but I'm obviously biased. We're going to go hands up on the bar again, stand up back onto the carriage, and then you're going to walk your feet back. Heels come halfway up your shoulder blocks here. Okay, we're going to press back and find your plank again. So lower the hips down, hold. Okay, now feel how just a little bit lighter that is.
Yeah.
Now slide your body back a little bit, then slide your body forward. Keeping the buns down, keeping the, yep, there you go. Try not round up to the sky. Good. So soften through here a little bit, there. And keep that soft and pull your chest forward. Lift up through here, there. Okay, hold. Okay, now slide your body backwards and then draw your body forward. Good. Good. Pull this all down. Get those lats fired up back here. Try to do 2 more. Good. Go one more time. Feel how your core has to kick in a lot more. Yeah. Bring it all the way back in, and then you're going to walk your feet in and together. So we could even take off the yellow and do it on a red, and then that would make it even more challenging.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's...
That's cool.
But then when you were having a heavier spring, that spring wants to snap you in pretty quickly. So you have to resist that a little bit more. So it works you differently, that resistance. So yes, the lighter spring is more challenging, but the heavier spring, it's harder to push back on, harder to control that closure too. So yeah, you're done. You killed it. Awesome. Good work.
I'm sold, y'all. I love this.
Coming to class next week. Okay. All right. So I'm going to have you, we'll do a little bit of arm work now. So I'm going to have you sit with your legs out and in front of you. So we're going to face this direction. Okay. So your legs are going to go straight out and in front of you. And just like that through those shoulder blocks there. Okay. So quick little rundown, even though you were watching, just quick little refresher. You're sitting on the carriage bed. We have 2 shoulder blocks on each side of your legs. Behind you is the foot bar and the foot plate. And these are your straps down here. Okay. So we're going to take your straps. Let me see what I got you. Okay. We're going to go handles in your hands. Now, if this feels too heavy, let me know, and I can always lighten your spring for you. But you're going to reach forward and grab a hold. Okay. Your arms are out in front of you. Your palms are turned up. I want you to think about your hips. You're going to roll your hips back a little bit and kind of tuck and curl a little bit through here. Now lean back into my hands here. So lean back more and bring your body back, 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 back. Good. Keep those arms straight. There, hold that. Okay. Now straighten your elbows. Good. Okay, now hold this positioning. You're going to exhale, bring your hands up towards your ears for a bicep curl. Good. And then straighten those arms out and in front of you. And then exhale, bicep curl up towards your ears. Good. And then slowly straighten those arms back out. Good work. And again, we're exhaling, bicep curl up and straighten those arms back out. Does that tension feel okay?
Yeah.
I'm going to have you lean back a little bit more for me. Good, because the more you can lean back and the more you can kind of curl under, the more your core has to keep you there. So again, let's curl up. Let's do 3 more. Bicep curl it up for 3. And then slowly straighten those arms out. And then exhale, bicep curl it up for 2. And then slowly straighten. Good, one last time. Good work. Straighten those arms out. And we're going to sit ourselves all the way up. Okay, now we're going to cross the straps. Now, from here, I want you to think about being a mummy. So you are stiff as a board. We are going to hinge back with that stiff spine. So lean, and you're going to think about if you were a mummy, just kind of going back into your What do they live? Sarcophagus, is that correct?
Yeah.
Hold it here. You're gonna go hands to the underarms, elbows pull out wide. So draw those hands in, open those elbows. Perfect. Slowly straighten those arms out and in front of you. Great, hold that. And then exhale, draw back again. Feeling these shoulder blades come towards each other. Yeah, and then let those hands float forward in front of you. And then again, exhale, pull. Good, lower those hands a little bit. So watch yourself in the mirror. Now lift your elbows up a touch. There, and then straighten those arms out. And then go pull back right into that same position. Good, yes. And then straighten those arms out. Let's do 3 more just like that. And then again, we exhale, pull. Good work. And then let those arms float in front of you. Good, last 2. And then back in front. Good, one more time. Good job. And then reach those arms out and in front of you. And then you can just reach towards your toes here and take a little stretch forward. Now you're going to uncross the straps. And then you're going to go handles back into your hands. All right, we're going to do what's called a roll down. So your arms are in front of you. I got to make you work your core a little bit more since I worked your dad so much. We're going to go palms turn in. Okay, now we're going to pick your hands up just a tiny bit. Okay, start at the hips. You're going to think about, it's called articulating your spine. You're going to roll down 1 vertebrae at a time until you are flat. If you can go flat, if you feel comfortable with that. You're going to start at the pelvis and curl those hips under. Keep those arms straight because that's going to hold you nice and strong too, along with the core. Good, slow and steady, rippling down 1 vertebrae at a time. Good, pause, take a sip, exhale, roll yourself back up, and then sit up nice and tall here. Good, restack it all up. Start at the hips. Hips go under, round, ripple, roll with articulation, and then pause, take a sip, exhale, roll back up. Good, sit up nice and tall. Let's do 1 more. And then slowly curl those hips. Good, very good. Good, rounding through that spine. Good, take a sip. And then exhale, roll yourself back up and sit up nice and tall. Good.
I do ab workouts like my entire
So you could do this on the ground with your arms out and in front of you, but having that resistance that you hang on to, it helps you roll down 1 vertebrae instead of just kerplunking back to that mat, Take a step off for me that way. We'll do some lunges and then you can be all done. So we are going to stand. I'm going to have you bring your left leg into the frame here and then your right foot, so go stay on the ground, and your right foot's going to come back here against that shoulder block. Good. I want you to bring your foot like there, rest this knee down, and then I want you to slide this leg all the way in here. So scooch it up a little. Okay. Now I want you, again, against that shoulder block, you're going to stay there. Now lift your knee off the carriage. Okay. Hands can be on your hips. Okay. Shoulders roll back. Take a big breath in. This left leg is going to actually bring your left foot a little more forward for me. Go ahead and go 1 more little hop forward. There you go. Okay, now from here, bring that right knee off that carriage bed, and then you are going to push back into your lunge. So you're going to push back, bend down into that left knee. Good, pushing back, behind you, behind you, behind you, bend down, lower, 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 lower. Good. Then drive into that left heel and stand back up. Good, nice and steady. Good, and then press it back again and lunge down into that left knee. Good, push it back, 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 back. There you go. And then we're standing up with control. Driving into that heel, lifting, lifting, lifting up, letting that right knee bend all the way in. And then push back. Let's do 3 more. Press back and let it lunge down. And then we're going to slowly come back up and in and allow that knee to come in and underneath you. And then exhale, press it back. Go 2 more. Good. And then stand up with control. Bringing that knee back in. Last one. Good job. And then slowly come back up and in. Good work. And now you're going to rest that knee down, bring your hands onto the bar, and you're going to push back with that right leg. Keep your knee down. So press this leg back, bend into that left knee, and pause there. Feel that stretch in that right hip and quad. Should feel pretty nice. And then you can slowly come all the way back up. All right, we're standing tall. Okay, heavy through that right heel, big breath in. Press back with that left leg. Push, push, push. Bend down into that right knee, but press that left leg all the way back behind you. Keep that knee off. And press it. Yeah. Push back, 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 back. Good. And then drive into your right heel to stand up and out of that right leg, bending that left knee all the way in. Good. And then exhale, press it back. Find that lunge into that right leg. Good. Bringing it back up and in because you want to let that left leg go as far back as you can because you want to create room for you to be able to lunge down into. Good, that looks great. And then stand up with control here. Good work, last one. And then come back up and in. Good. Bring your hands onto that foot bar, rest your knee down, and then press back into that stretch and open up that left hip and quad. There you go. Perfect. Hold that and relax those shoulders a little bit too. And then when you're ready, you can come all the way up and you are done. Wonderful job. Good work. You're welcome. How you feel? Feel okay?
Stretched out.
Yeah, good. Awesome. Love it.
All right. I'll tell you, my core feels good.
It should feel good.
I'm saying it feels
Yes,
like you
got a
got
little
nice
work.
workout
Yes,
in
love it.
So, yeah.
Now just think about what 50 minutes of a class will do
Exactly,
to you,
yeah.
you know?
I did like 20. So yeah.
Yeah, no, it is no joke. That is for sure.
I love it. I love it. I know Ellie feels good too over there. So while we were over there, I was looking at this thing. So you got a lot of
Everyone
stuff
is
hanging
very,
on.
yeah, everyone is
It's
very
just-
scared by this. It looks like a torture contraption. This is called the trapeze tower or Cadillac.
Okay.
It is just another piece of equipment. So this is what was modeled off of the hospital bed. So all of the springs, they were attached to help soldiers sit ourselves up, strengthen their arms, strengthen their legs. So your head can be here, just like it was on when we were on the reformer, and you pull down onto the springs here. Same thing what we did with you when we had your feet in your straps. Same thing here. Now, instead of having your straps attached to the carriage bed underneath you, attached to the springs, each leg or arm is attached to a different spring. So it can get a little bit more of a different workout because things can get pretty squirrely when we're doing stuff. And so, yeah, there's all different kinds of things. And then you can also go upside down here.
That's more advanced maneuver.
That is definitely the more advanced stuff. So you could also come up and do some like pull-ups and things. Do you want to try doing a pull-up? Do you think you can do it? You want me to show you and then
sure.
you come up?
Look at
Okay.
it, yeah.
All right. So we're going to be here and then you would bring your legs up onto the trapeze
Okay.
and we're here with it. And then you lower yourself down. We're in a straight line and then you pull up and then you slowly lower and then we come up and then you lower it down. And there's all kinds of other things you can do, but that's a good place to start.
Ellie, check me out here. See how I do.
Yeah. Bring one leg up and then the other. Okay. Now try to flatten your body. So lift your hips just a little bit. Okay, now bend your elbows, lift yourself up. Perfect. Slowly let it lower down. Now take that exhale and pull the rib cage in.
I'm going down.
I want you to just take a big breath in and then exhale. Okay, now draw yourself up and through. Exhale to lift. Inhale, lower it back down. Good. And then again. Great. Slowly let it return. Good. If you want to do yeah. Good work. And then you can just take a step down, one leg at a time, and then you can slowly come back up.
I
Good.
love that.
Good
Good back
work.
workout.
Yeah, it is a good back workout. Shoulders, arms, and then, yeah, there's other things you can do when you're hanging, your head's here, and your legs are directly up and above you. Yeah, nice little needle position. Yes.
Well, remind everybody if they want to come out here. What are your classes typically?
We have classes Monday through Saturday. We have classes during the week from early morning until into the evening. We also offer private sessions and semi-private sessions. So if you are wanting that one-on-one individual attention, if you have any kind of an injury or issue that you need kind of attention on, we can help you work through that, any kind of pain or anything. But as far as group classes, we run early morning, mid-morning, noon, and then, like I said, late afternoon, early evening classes.
Individual attention, you just set up and you have a standing time with you.
Yes. Yep. So you can just do like every Tuesday at 11 o'clock. You could come in, get your session. That way it's on the schedule for you. There's always someone here waiting for you, which is always helpful to stay accountable. With group classes, if you have never done Reformer before, we do ask that you go in through our introductory package so that you have the knowledge, kind of like I explained to you. You have the knowledge of how the Reformer works because as you saw, there are many different things that can be done. So it just allows you to be familiar with some of the moves, some of the lingo, and keep you in a nice, safe space so that you can move and not get injured.
Love it.
Yes.
Sold. I love it. I know Ellie over there loved it. She said she's feeling healthy.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
Come on. All right. Well, we're over here at the Gables Pulse Pilates Studio. Check it out. I'm going to continue to check it out.
Yes.
Thank
Good.
you.
I'm glad. Thank you so much. Great to work with you.
All right. We're going to let Bailey get back to elevating Springfield. But for the rest of y'all, we'll be right back.
Hey, Springfield, when it comes to reliable, high-quality roofing, you don't want to leave things to chance. That's why you should reach out to Acosta Angeli Roofing. your local roofing experts serving Springfield and surrounding communities. From quick, dependable repairs to full replacement, from residential to commercial, they are your trusted pros. Call them today at 217-993-2748 or visit their website to book your free quote and inspection. Don't wait. A little leak now could lead to major damage later. Trust the local experts, protect your home, and get peace of mind with Acosta Angeli Roofing. Well, thank you for joining us today, everybody. Appreciate you making us a part of your day. Hope you're enjoying these quick hits of actionable strategies here on the Wellness Upgrade on Elevate Springfield. Hey, take what you learned today. You bring the discipline and follow through, and together, that's right, y'all, we're going to elevate Springfield. Be great.
Looking for expert tree care with hometown integrity? Look no further than Sangamon Tree Service. They're your trusted local pros, delivering quality workmanship, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing every time. Whether it's trimming, removal, or storm cleanup, their team brings professionalism and care to every job, big or small. Call the name your neighbors trust, Sangamon Tree Service, or visit them today at sangamontreeservice.com. Sangamon Tree Service, rooted in quality, built on trust.